Discuss about C#.NET. What is the use of C#.NET and why this C#.NET is used, and using C#.NET, what types of applications are designed. All these things we are going to discuss in today's class, as well as what are the prerequisites are required and what softwares we have to install. That also we will discuss in today's class. So, in Microsoft technology, in Microsoft technology, if you want to create any type of application, so the application may be a desktop application or a web application or a service-based application or a mobile application or anything. Here I am saying very less number of examples, but whether you want to create a desktop, web, service-based, mobile, any type of application, if I want to design, then that too in Microsoft technologies, using Microsoft technologies, if I want to design any of these types of application, then I need a proper language. I want a proper language. Okay, so in Microsoft, many programming languages are there. In that, one main programming language is C#.NET. That too, in Microsoft, if you want to work with .NET, then in .NET, if I want to design any of these types of applications, then I need a programming language. That programming language is C#.NET. So don't think that C#.NET is the only one programming language in .NET to design these applications. No, we are having so many other programming languages also. But among all those programming languages, Microsoft itself, they had given more priority to our C#.NET. Why? Because it's an object-oriented programming language, like many features are there. Okay, because of that, we are giving high priority to this C#.NET. And don't think that using this C#.NET, you can design only these types of applications, these direct usage, but indirectly you can create some DLLs, or you can use this C#.NET in Selenium, automation testing. If you are learning in automation testing, if you want to write some code, again you have to use this C#.NET. Not only that, if you want to design some games, whether you are using Android mobile or iOS mobile or Windows mobile, whatever it is, in anywhere, if you want to design any game or any mobile application, if you want to design, or leave all these things, the new upcoming things, machine learning, in all these areas also, we are using this C#.NET. So compare to all other environments, if you know the C#.NET completely, this C#.NET language completely, this language will be used in various areas in Microsoft technology. Okay, so if I want to design any of these types of applications, I am using this C#.NET. But again, I'm saying, don't think that in .NET, C#.NET is only one language. Many other VC++, F#, VB, VB.NET, TypeScript, like many programming languages are there. In that, the main programming language, we are giving high priority to this C#.NET. Why? C# is an object-oriented programming language which is developed by Microsoft as a part of .NET. As a part of .NET, they designed. And C#.NET can be used to create various types of applications. Just before I said, right? It's used to create web, Windows, console, all these types of applications you can design. See here, some applications list only I had given here, but many other types are there. All those things you can design. And the C#.NET was introduced with the .NET framework. Actually, .NET first introduced in 2002. From that time onwards, this C#.NET is there. From that time onwards, this C#.NET is there. And this C#.NET is coming from a family called C. And C and C++ are there, right? So this C#.NET is coming from that family. So many syntaxes or many similarities are there when you compare with C and C++. I mean, in C language, whatever loops are there, here you can use, but some extra they gave. And in C language, whatever arrays concept is there, here also there, but little advanced. Okay, in C#, friend function is there. In C#, classes and object mechanism is there. All those mechanism here also it's there, but little advanced. Okay, so the people who know C and C++, for them, some concepts are little easy, but not all. Very little concepts are like when you are learning those concepts, yes, this concept is there in C or this concept is there in C++. Like that, you can feel little comfortable when you are learning those concepts. But many new things are there in this C#.NET. So C# was introduced in C# introduced with the .NET Framework 1.0. From that time onwards, how our .NET Framework is going to change, how our .NET Framework is going to change the versions. The present version is 4.8. 4.8.x, leave about that x, but 4.8 is our latest version. In the same way, C# also, like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, in middle so many subversions are there. And the latest version is 9.0. The latest version present we are using is C# 9.0, which is released with .NET Core 5.0. I will explain what is the difference between framework and core. But after this .NET Framework, Microsoft introduced one more that is called .NET Core. Because of that platform independence and many features, like we can deploy .NET Core application in anywhere, like that many things are there. So our point is not this, whether I'm learning C#.NET using .NET Framework or using .NET Core, anything is same except small changes, both are same. So I'm learning a language. So that language, whatever I learned, same thing I can use it here and I can use it here also. So you are learning English. That English you can use it in US and UK and India, all these countries you can use. But depend upon that country, some words are slightly they are going to change, right? Here also same thing. You are learning a language. That language you can use it in framework. You can use it in .NET Core, anything. But the difference between these two you should understand. I will discuss that later. Okay, the latest version in .NET C#.NET is 9.0, which is released with .NET Core 5.0, which recently they introduced. Okay, next. Yes, it's a strongly typed programming and it's a generic programming language. See, all these words are very simple, but if anyone asks you what is the specialty of C#.NET, then all these points you can include. So first one, strongly typed programming language means what? Whatever programs you are writing in this, .NET, sorry, in this C#, those without defining the variable type, you can't use. That means I can say a equal to 100. If I'm trying to store this, I have to declare why I'm using this variable a, whether I want to store an integer or whether I want to store a string, like that. Whatever variables or whatever keywords you are going, whatever constant values you are specifying in your C# program, that you have to specify why and what type of value you are going to store. Without that, it won't allows you to store any value. That's why I can call it as strongly typed programming language. And second one, generic programming language. Generic programming means, suppose I'm writing one method. This method is used to store data in database. I wrote one method. This method is used to store data in database. But I am not saying whether I'm going to store, department data, student data, employee data, nothing I'm specifying at the time of creating this method. At the time of creating this method, I am not specifying that I can store this type of data only. But this method I am writing in a generic way to store the data in DB. What data you are sending, that data it is storing in DB. That means, see, one method will be useful in multiple ways. In a generic way, that method is using. So that type of functionality is possible. That's why generic programming language like that I said. That means if you are writing one method, then that method you can use it in a generic way. Okay, yes, Heidelberg designed this C#, and all the upcoming versions also is designing, and so many new features he is adding. So many new features he is adding, and not only C#, even TypeScript also. TypeScript also designed by Heidelberg and some other people, but the main contributor is he only. And what I said, C#.NET is coming from a family called C language. So as I said, many similarities are there. Many similarities are there. And it's a simple, yes, modern and general purpose object-oriented programming language. And yes, it's a case-sensitive programming language. Whatever C# programs you are writing, exactly you have to write in the same way how he is designed. You can't change the case. That means if they are saying, like console dot write line method, you have to write like this, means in that format only you have to use. C with capital and W and L are capital, with that in that same format you have to use. You can't change the case. But if you take VB.NET, it's not a case sensitive. And current version which is released is core 5, which is released with core 5.0, that is C# 9.0. Many features they added. We will discuss all the features in our upcoming sessions. And whatever C# programs you are creating, those programs extension they will take as .cs. Okay, so any questions from anyone, or shall I move to next? Shall I move to next, or any questions? Okay, I'm moving to next. So done. Then what are the prerequisites are required? So prerequisites is, if you know C language, then it will be easy for you to understand some concepts, but it's not a mandatory. It's not a mandatory that you have to know all those things. But if you know, then some concepts will be very easy to you, very easy to understand. And another thing, if you know little bit of SQL Server, then also it will be good, because going forward, when I'm working with ADO.NET database connectivities and all, ADO.NET entity framework, when I'm explaining all those things, then if you know little bit table creation, inserting data, deleting data, database creation, all those things, if you know, then it will be easy. In the batch complete, no one knows or anyone don't knows about SQL Server. Before starting ADO.NET, I'm going to explain how to create DB, tables, how to insert, update, delete data, how to create a stored procedure. After explaining all those things, then I will come back to this and I will explain. Okay, so little bit of C language if you have, then it will be good. And SQL Server also little bit knowledge if you are having, then it will be easy for you to understand. Otherwise, if everyone don't know or if anyone don't know, then again I'm going to explain that. And what are the softwares are required? So if you are already installed any software, Visual Studio 2015 or 2017, anything, then you no need to remove that. As of now, you can continue with that, but not now. At ending sessions, if you have Visual Studio 2019, then it will be easy for you to work with C# 9.0 features. Visual Studio 2019 Community Edition. Community Edition. If you have this, then it will be easy. And for this also, you no need to pay any amount. You will get, see, Visual Studio 2019 Community Edition. Starting link only you will have. See, Visual Studio 2019 Community Edition. It's free download. It won't ask you any license key or anything. And Professional Edition, only 90 days trial period they will give. 90 days trial period they will give. Next you have to upgrade that. So instead of that, go with Community Edition. It's free and you can use that. It's free and you can use that. Okay, and so 2019 Community Edition. But again I'm saying, if you are already having 2015 or 2017 anything, don't delete that. Initial all concepts you can work with 2015 or 17, with any version you can use. But going forward, when I'm explaining some concepts, at that time I will tell this feature is available in version 8 or version 9. So to work with all those things, you people have to install latest version. Okay. And you can work with Visual Studio 2019 Community Edition, or you can also work with Visual Studio Code plus .NET Core SDK. That means if any one of you are not having a high-end configuration, I mean, because 2019 basic things only it will take in GBs. Basic things if you want to install, it will take in GBs. So if you want to, if your system is not having that much of configuration, then install Visual Studio Code with .NET Core SDK. How to work with this environment also I will show. So this is called as .NET CLI, .NET Command Line Interface Architecture. So same thing, without having Visual Studio, I can create a console, Windows, web, whatever type of application I can do with these two things. And when you compare this Visual Studio 2019 with this, Visual Studio Code is very, very lightweight IDE. And this Visual Studio Code is used to type our programs. And this .NET Core SDK is used to compile and execute our programs. Compile and execute our programs. Okay, both environments I'm going to show. Okay, now in my system I'm having already Visual Studio 2019. When I select Visual Studio 2019, the first screen it will shows like this. So the left hand side, whatever recently created or modified, all your projects list you will have. Recently created or modified all projects list you will have. And this side, if I want to create a new project, or if I want to open the complete folder, or if I want to open any project or solution, or from Azure DevOps or Git or any other, if you want to clone your project, if you want to clone your project, then this is going to be used. Now I want to create a new project. I want to create a new project. Then new project I created. Then here if you observe recently used project templates, it's showing here. Recently, whatever project templates are used, all the templates list it is showing here. And here, what is your programming language? What is your programming language? See, as I said before, not only C#.NET, C++, F#, JavaScript, Python, TypeScript, Visual Basic, XAML, query language, all these things are there. It's supporting 9 programming languages, but indirectly it supports many other programming languages. I selected C# as a programming language. Then it is going to show in which platform you want to create your application. Whether you want to create an Android application, Azure application, or iOS application, or Linux application, Mac OS application, or Windows application, what? Because my system is Windows operating system, so I selected Windows. That means I can create all these types of applications in other environments also. Next, what type of project you can create? Here I said only desktop, web, service, mobile and all, right? But here see how many are there. I can create a cloud based application. I can create a console application. I can create a desktop application. I can create some extensions, or I can create a new game, or I can create an IoT application, or I can create a library. I can create a machine learning, or I can create a mobile application. But when I select mobile, nothing is coming. Why? That's what I'm saying. At the time of installing software only, why you are using your Visual Studio, why you are using your Visual Studio, that you have to specify. That means how it will show means it will shows a payload list. I will show how that is going to display. Yes. One payload is means not now. When you are installing software, at that time only one payload screen will displays. In that payload screen, you have to select what type, why you are using your Visual Studio, whether you want to work with cloud, or whether you want to design games, or whether you want to design some mobile softwares, what you are going to do. Based on that only the corresponding project templates are going to be installed. When I am installing my Visual Studio, I didn't select all those things. I didn't select all those things. That too, especially mobile, machine learning, all those things I didn't select. That's why all those related things are not coming. All those related things are not coming. But if you select all those things, you will get. Here only what are the developer news, latest information, all these things it will show. Whether you want to include payloads and what are the available, both you can check here. What are the things you are installed? See, in this installed, see workloads. In this workloads, ASP.NET Web Development you are selected, but Azure Development you didn't select. That's why you are not getting. And Python also you didn't select. That's why Python you can't do. Node.js also you can't do because you are not selected. .NET Desktop Development, you have to select this. Then only you can create a desktop application. So three things are must. One is ASP.NET Web Development, .NET Desktop Development, and cross-platform somewhere, cross-platform. See, .NET Core cross-platform. These three, when you are installing software, at that time you have to select. But other than these three, if you want to work with data science, if you select, see only that data science, this much memory it's going to take. And if you want to create a UWP application, if I select UWP only, it will take 11.88 GB. Means 11.88 minus 254 or something. Or if I want to create a mobile application, see 19, again extra 9 GB, 8 GB it had taken, roughly 9 GB. So like that, what and all options you are selecting, here the size is going to be increased. So really if you want that, then you can switch on this. Suppose here if I switch on this mobile, then automatically when I select this mobile application, all the sub options I will get. So after installing your software also, if you want, you can do this activity. Okay. Then I don't want to design any mobile application. And libraries you want to create, or services you want to create, or testing application you want to create, UWP. Just before 11 GB occupied, right? Universal Windows presentation. So if you want to create that type of application, or web application. Web means you will get, why? ASP.NET web application already is selected. So all web application related you will get. So here you have to select what type of project you want to create. Initially, if you are learning some language, always go with console application only. Initially, if you are learning any language, I'm not saying about C#, even VB.NET or Java, any other programming language you want to learn, always go with console application. Console means whatever code you are writing in that console application, that's purely that language based. And when I select this console also, it is showing two things. Whether you want to create a console application with .NET framework, or whether you want to create a console application with .NET Core. As I said, I will tell the difference between .NET framework and core in detail later. But initially, I want to start with a console application with the .NET framework. Then when I click on next, it is going to show the project name. What is the project name you want to give? So console demos. This is my project name. And where you want to save this project? Some location. If it is okay, then leave it. But if you want to place it in D drive or some other, you can select which drive you want. And solution. What is this solution? A solution will contain collection of projects. C# demos 7_8 8_9 a. So I had given my solution name like this. So a solution contains collection of projects. That means a solution inside any number of projects you can place. I think I will show one example. See, this solution is there. In this solution, how many projects are there? Only one project. Only one project. Like that, a solution under any number of projects you can place. But a solution under whatever projects you are keeping, all those projects, there is no need of maintaining of same language and same type. Any type, any languages you can. Okay, any type of project, any type of language you can select. And what is the framework in my system present? .NET Framework 4.7.2. But as I said, our latest one is 4.8. If you want that, you have to install the latest one. This is my project name. and this is my solution name, and which framework I'm going to use to create this. And simply when you click on create, it is going to create a new project. It's going to create a new solution, a solution under a new project it's going to create. And what is your application type? Your application type is C# Windows based console application. It is going to create the whole setup. See, it's going to create the whole setup. In this, this is the solution. Under this solution, one project is there. And one thing, maximum you will get this solution explorer. But once you are creating, if your solution explorer is not there, if your solution explorer is not there, then go to view. In this view, you can select your solution explorer. In this view, you can select your solution explorer. And this solution is having one project, that is console demos. And in this, each project will have some list of files and folders. And always the solution will take .sln as an extension. Go to Explorer. See, this is solution. What is the extension D is taking? .sln. So under this, any number of projects you can. Suppose I will show other projects. All demos 9 to 10. Okay, this one I will open. See, this is my solution. But under this, Windows Forms app is one project, Oops demo is one project, console programs, console apps. How many projects are there? See, for us, only one project. But like this, any number of projects you will have. So this is a solution based one project is there. This is the project file. Means these are the project content. And this is your project file. And all your project files will take the extension as .csproj. .csproj. Okay. But if you are creating your projects using VB, then your project will take the extension as .vbproj. Okay. Now, my project file name is .csproj. And but ma'am, bin and all these things are not coming here, means if you click on show all files, see this bin and obj is also coming, but they are not useful in this solution. That's why they are not showing. That's why they are not showing. But when you go to Explorer, there you will have all those things. So whether you are running in debug mode or release mode, based on that, the executable files are going to generate. I will explain what is this in assemblies concept. But in bin, as of now, our application is running in debug mode, right? So debug folder is created. Under this, all your files are there. But nothing is there. Why? Because after creating your project, till now you didn't build the solution. Once you build the solution, if there is no errors, in this, see, some files are created. And this is an exe file. If you want, I will properties. See, this is an exe file. That means once you run this exe without having your project, once you run this exe, you will get your output. Okay. So I will explain in detail about this in assemblies concept, but this is your project structure. So any questions from anyone? Rahul, Prasad, Harish, any questions? Are you people are there? Are you people are there? Okay. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss each and every file in detail. What each and every file and what is our first C Sharp program architecture. All those things we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Okay. Okay then. See you in tomorrow's session. Okay. Bye all of you. Thank you.